Hey folks, it's Rob Z coming at you again. And for this week's installment of the third video series, I want to talk a little about some of the upgrades you can make to your input sources. This week we had an awesome week. We did another one of our masterclass sessions, the Train Your Brain for Success Live masterclass implementation workshops. That's why we still got lighting boxes sitting around. But ultimately we had folks, based on the feedback, it was a heck of a program. People were like, oh my gosh, I finally understand how to implement some of the things from Train Your Brain for Success and from the Master Your Mind book into my business and my life. And so this video, I'm shooting this for the week of September 21. So you should be getting this on the 22nd. And specifically, I want to talk about 3 very simple, very easy, and very impactful upgrades that you can make to your input sources to make sure that you are on top of your game for the rest of 2020. These upgrades, I want you to think about upgrading your inputs as it relates to what you read, what you watch, and what you listen to. So listen, right now is a perfect time to be thinking about this because we've only got a couple weeks left in September, and most of the folks I'm talking to, they're already getting a head start on their October and Q4 goals. I know a lot of people watching this video right now, you're looking to avoid the December sweats. We all know what we're talking about when I say that. So proper goal setting and paying attention to your input sources is going to be crucial to hitting the goals and finishing 20 strong. So I'm going to say this thing. I'm going to talk about what you read, what you watch, and what you listen to. Specifically, the what you listen to is going to be a little unique. Stick around to the end to make sure you know what I'm talking about. So first and foremost, let's talk about what you are reading. Pay attention to your input sources. Pay attention to what you're reading in the next 90 to 100 days. For extra credit, go grab a book that you loved that you read in the past. I'm biased, go pick up a copy of Train Your Brain for Success or Master Your Mind and reread it. Just like watching a movie years later, you're gonna pick up on things that you missed in your first go around. I know recently, for those of you that don't know, we got 10-year-old twins. They actually turn 11 next month. And so we just introduced them to the movie Spaceballs, which was one of my favorites growing up. And man, I knew probably 90% of that movie word for word because I've seen it so many times. But here's the deal, watching it with a new set of eyes as a dad, in 2020 versus 1990 whatever or 80 whatever when I watched it, it's a different experience, and I got a lot more out of it this time. Same thing goes with reading these books. You know, when you're reading a personal development book, when you're reading a book on guidance, when you're reading a self-help book, anything that's delivering tools and tips that you can use, you're just going to look at those and interpret and implement them different than you did the first time you read it. So pay attention to what you're reading. Specifically, grab a book that you got a lot out of and go ahead and reread it. Secondly, let's talk about paying attention to what you watch. This is not a political video. This is not an opinion video. This is just based on my experience. The next however many weeks, it's going to get pretty ugly if you're watching TV. There's going to be a lot of political ads coming out. There's both positive, mostly negative. You're going to see your feed on any of your social media accounts is going to have a lot of advertising. It's going to have a lot of messaging. Pay attention to what you are watching. I'm not telling you not to watch the news. I am going to tell you when you watch the news. If you're doing it in the first 30 to 60 minutes you're awake or the last 30 to 60 minutes before you go to sleep, you're simply setting yourself up for a craptacular day or next day. Watch 7 to 10 minutes of the news. Get what you need out of it and then get out of there. All right? Stop doom scrolling on your phone. If you're watching this on your phone, hopefully you're still watching this. Pay attention to what you're watching, right? Limit the amount of news that you are exposing yourself to. This ties into your brain's natural tendency to focus on the negative, and it feeds this culture of negativity that I think we all live in every single day. Do find videos that inspire and motivate you. Do go back through the videos that are on our YouTube page. Do go find some other motivational, inspirational speaker that you like and go watch their videos. Go find something that you love. Go find an old movie and it entertains you, and watch that. Whatever keeps you in a good mood, pay attention to what you're watching and make sure that that input source is feeding you. Now, the third upgrade you can make to your input sources, and I say pay attention to what you listen to. Now, normally people go, okay, like listen to more audio programs. I've got the audio version of Train Your Brain. I've got the audio for Master Your Mind. I've got such and such. That's great, and definitely do that. What I'm specifically talking about on this video is pay attention to what you listen to, specifically your self-talk. The most important, most impactful thing you can do in the next 90 to 100 days, how many days we ever got left in the year, pay attention to your self-talk. Pay attention to your affirmations, pay attention to your mantras, pay attention to your mindset. Pay attention to that little voice that's going on in between your ears. More importantly, take control of that voice that's talking to you in between your ears. If you pick up on that little voice being negative, feel free to tune them out. Pay attention to how you talk to yourself. More importantly, start pre-programming yourself by success, by talking to yourself in a positive way, influential way, inspirational way. Remind yourself what an amazing parent you are. Remind yourself what an effective professional you are. Remind yourself how great it's going to be on January 1 when we can put 2020 behind us. But now listen, keep it positive, but pay attention to that little voice inside of your head. So again, just to recap, tiny, simple, super impactful upgrades you can make to your input sources. Pay attention to what you watch, pay attention to what you read, and pay attention to what you listen to, specifically your own self-talk. All right, if you want more tips like this, definitely go back and check us out. If you want more of this, make sure you're subscribed to our newsletter. The link to that is going to be down in the description. Otherwise, go have a killer week, and we'll see you next week. Make it a great rest of your day.